Hello guys, I hope you are all doing well. In this video, we are going to talk about recursion in C programming language. So let's begin. Any function is said to be recursive if any statement within its body is calling the same function again. For example, here this line is calling the same function again and again. So basically if we call this function from inside the main, let's say inside main I am calling this function, now what will happen? First of all, it will print us hi, right? Then it will again call us, then it will again print hi, then again hi, and so on, right? So this execution is keep on going, and this here is non-terminating recursion. Non-terminating why? Because this will keep on printing itself and the control will never go back to the main. If we analyze this situation, what is happening? First of all, it is printing as hi, then it calls us the name function. So for just explanation purpose, we will be making another definition of name function with the same contents. Okay, so here it was written printf hi and then written name. Okay, so from the main function the control go here, right? Then from this function it is going here. Okay, and from this function it will again go to the same function which will be the void name, and again printf hi and again name, right? And from this function again the control will go to the another name function which is the same name function. Okay, this is just for explanation purpose. So if we see here, this calling of the name function is not ending. Okay, so this is generally known as the non-terminating recursion calls. Okay, because it will keep on printing itself and printing the hi, and it will never end. Basically what we use, whenever we are using the recursion, we use some sort of return keyword, okay, based on some condition, and as soon as the return keyword is encountered, the control goes back to the previous calls. Okay, previous calls. Okay, now let's take an example in which we will use the return keyword. Now let's say we want to make a program in which we need to print the numbers in descending orders. Now first of all, let's say this is the function written here. Okay, the name of our function is integer and it will accept a value, and the name of our variable is num. Okay, let's say from the main function I call something like desc3. Okay, when I am giving it 3 as an argument, it should print me the 3, 2, 1 as an output, right? Now first of all, num will be assigned with the value of 3. Okay, and then it will print here printf of %d num. Okay, so here first of all it will print us 3, right? Then the value of num is decrementing by 1. Okay, so currently num will become 2, right? And now it is checking if num is equal 0. No, it is not. If it is equal 0, then return, otherwise call the same function again. Okay, so when we are calling the same function again, I have made a copy here just for the explanation purpose. Okay, so the control is going back to itself, we can say, but here I have made the copy. Okay, now the current value of num is 2, so here num will be given the value of 2, right? And then it will print us the current number which is the 2 here. Okay, so it will print now this loop, this body printed 3 and then this body printed 2. Okay, and then it is decrementing value by 1, then num will become 1, right? And then it will again check, okay, if num is equal 0. No, it is not. Since it is not equal to 0, then it is going back to the desc function, okay, which is the same function calling again. Okay, so the control can go back to the same function again. Now what value I am saying? Sending the current value of num, which is the 1. So here num will become 1. Okay, and then it will print us the current value of num, which will be 1. So in the output it will print 1. Okay, then the num will be decrementing by 1 and the num will become 0. Okay, now see here that if num is equal 0, then return. Now this condition is true because the current value of num has become 0. So the control go back to this function. Okay, since we had used return keyword and this condition is true. Now we see here is that this function has stopped the calling itself, okay, and the reason here is that I have defined a condition here, okay. So whenever I want to terminate non-terminating function calling, I have to provide it with some condition, and based on the condition I will be using the return keyword. So now the num value has become 0, it will return instead of calling the same function again, which was happening before, okay. So it is returning and control will go back here, okay. Now there are basically two ways in which the control go back from where it is called. First, either the definition entire body is terminated, okay, it has come to the end, or we had used the return keyword, okay. So here we had used the return keyword, so control go back from where it is called. Then the body is ending here, so again the control will go back from here, and again this function's body is terminating, okay, ending. This is the end of this function's body, so the control go back from where it is called, okay, and the output will become 3 to 1 as an output. Now let's say I want to print from 100 to 1, okay, I want to print 100, 99, 98 and so on till 1, okay. So instead of sending here 3, I will send here 100, right, and same thing will happen. First of all, the num value will become 100, and then it will print as num, which will be the 100, okay. Then value will be decrement by 1, num will become here, num will be 99, right. It is not 0, so it will not return. Then it will call itself with the value of 99. Then here it will print as 99. Then again it will call us with the value less than 1, and it will keep on printing until it encounters the final condition in which the num will become 0, and then the control will keep on reaching from where it is called, okay. The first thing will be happen by the return keyword, and the other will be generally by the end of the body, okay. Now this is a general way of analyzing the recursion calls, but there should be some another way, because we cannot make the entire copy again and again. So let us talk about another method of analyzing the recursion calls. I'm taking the same example here with the num value currently be the 3, okay. From the main function I'm calling something like this, desc 3, okay. 3 is sent as the value and num will be assigned to 3, okay. Now what I will write here, I will write first of all what value it is taking, okay. So the current value I can say here 3, right. Then what are the statements which are executing before calling to the same function, okay, before calling to the same function. So here the statements are printf %d num, okay, and then num equals to num minus 1, and then if num equal 0, then return else desc, okay. So I can write something like condition, okay, based on the condition, if it is 0 then return, and if it is not then it is calling, okay. And what are, so these are before the calling of our this function, okay, same function. And what are afterward, it is printf loop done, okay. I'm writing here loop done, but we can also write here recursion done or anything else, okay. So basically this is happening, and what value I'm sending here is that a value less than the current, okay, which is the num minus 1, right. So first of all the condition for returning is 0, okay. So all those things, all those statements which are coming before the calling will be executed first, okay, or we can say in the forwarded direction, okay, in the forwarded direction. And all those statements which are below it will be printed in the backward direction, okay. Now how? Let's say here it was written printf of %d num. So first of all what will happen, it will print us 3, then it will execute and it will make the value 1 less, okay. So value will become 2, the condition is false, so it will call the same function again, okay. Then the value of num here will be 2, and then after printing it, it will print us 2, and then the value of num will become 1, and the condition is still false, so it will again call the desc 1, right, and then it will again call. Now the value of num will become 1, and then it will print us num, which will be 1, okay, then the value of num will become 0, right, and then our condition will be true, okay, our condition will be true, num is 0, so it will return. Now the following statements will be executed from the backward direction, but except the last return call, okay, when from the last condition, when it is returning, following statements will not execute, okay. So for this, the statement will not execute, right, so the execution will start from this part, right. So first of all, what is written in beneath it is that printf loop done %d num, okay, so it will print as, after printing 3 to 1, it will print as loop done, and what is current value of num here is 2, oh sorry 1, because we had changed it, so it will print as loop done 1, okay. Similarly, if we see here, what is the value after it is printing, it is 3, okay, sorry 2, because we are reducing it here with the 1, okay. So then it will print as loop done and 2, okay. So basically this is how we can analyze it. Let's take another example for 100 numbers. Now let's say value sent to our number is 100, okay, and remember what we had talked before, okay. So first of all, we are saying here is that the value gone is 100, and then it is printing as num, okay. So in our output, first of all, num will be printed, and in output, let's say it is written 100, okay. Then what will happen, it will decrease the value by 1, so num will become 99, okay, num will be 99, and the condition is false, so it will again call itself, okay. So it is again calling itself with the value of 99. So again calling, the value of num is 99. Then what is happening, it is printing, okay, it is printing. What it will print, it will print as 99, okay. Let's say there is also /n for the new line, okay. So it will print as 99, then our num value will become 98, condition is false, so it will call with the value 98, right. Then again I can write here 98, okay, same thing will happen, and it will call with the 97, okay, same function call with 97, and it will print here 98, right. And this will keep on happening until it reaches to a value of 1, okay, when num will become 1, and here it is printing as up to, let's say we had print up to 2, right. Then it will see, okay, 1 is written here, the first of all it will print as value of num, which will be 1 here, so it will print as 1, then it will decrease the value and make it to 0, right, and then our condition will be true, okay, then our condition will be true, so it will return us, okay, it will return us to our back statement, okay. Previously what will be there, there will be 2, there was printf of 2, and there was num equals to num minus 1, which will make the value with value of 1, and then the calling of desc1, and then after this, what are the statements written, it is printf loop done %d, okay. So the control after the return here, the control go back here, and it is written printf loop done and the current value of num, okay. So here after the statements which are written after the return keyword are not executing, so this execution will not take place in this calling, okay. In this calling, this execution of this function, execution of this line will not take place, okay. And before, if we go here, that here it is written printf of loop and then value, okay. So after that, if I also write here /n, then it will give us loop done, and the value of currently num is 1, okay, because we are decrementing the value by 1, so it will give us loop done 1, right. Then the control go back from it where it is calling, okay, because this is the ending of the body, and the control go back from where it is called, okay. Then again the same statement is written, okay, again the same statement is written printf loop done, right. So now it will write here loop done, and the current value of there will be 3, okay, and the current value will be num might have become the 2, okay. So it will return us loop done 2. Similarly, it will again call itself, then it will print loop done 3, okay, and it will keep on printing this until loop done 99. Why 99? Because in this location also there is body after this calling, which is printf loop done %d and num, right? And then the value of the num for this part will be 99, so it will print loop done 99. So basically what I want to tell that all those things, all those statements which are written before this calling are executed first. Okay, these are executed first, right? And the flow is going something like this. First these things are executing or printing, and then in this format the values are printing. Okay, if we see here that 100 was printing first and then 1, okay, in this direction. And then if we see here that the loop done 1 was executing first, then loop done 2, loop done 3, loop done 4, okay, indicating that the execution is going in the backward direction and the execution above the lines of the DESC going is in the forward direction. Okay, one more point is that our compiler uses a data structure known as the stack for managing the function calls. Okay, basically what happens, it is a last in first out data structure. Okay, what will happen that first of all the function call and associated statements and variables will be stored in the first call. Okay, basically let's say this is the first call, then I can write here, let's say DESC 0, okay, 0th call. Then this function is again calling itself, then DESC, let's say first call, then second call, okay, and third call. Okay, I had not written the arguments here, but it's just a general idea how the stack works here. Okay, then this is the third call and fourth call, and it will keep on calling itself until it encounters a condition in which we have to return itself. Okay, so let's say this was our condition in the calling of, let's say in the 100th call the condition is met and the function call itself again DESC. Okay, now the function is returning back. Okay, so if we see here, when we are calling, the calling is going in this direction. Okay, and when it is returning, the control is going back something like this. Okay, so the item which is inserted in the last is popping out first. Okay, and the item which was inserted first will be popped at the last. So it will be in the backward direction or downward direction, and this insertion is known as the push here, push operation, and then popping is that pop operation. Okay, now one thing is that let's say that there is no return keyword, okay, and the programming is something like that. Now what will happen, it will keep on calling itself. Okay, if this was the stack memory, then it will keep on calling itself and it will never stop. Now what will happen, in at one point our stack memory will be okay, will be full, and it will create us an exception of stack overflow exception, right? So always use some condition which will terminate our recursive calling at some point. Okay, if this is not done, then an exception will be raised after some point, right? These kind of programs can also be made using the loops. For example, for the same program, I can write here something like for int I equals to 100, I less than equals to 0, comma, semicolon, I plus plus, printf %d num, okay, and it will print us from 100 to 1, okay. But this is actually a good thing to use. Okay, why? Because in the future when you will study about the binary trees, binary search and other very advanced programming features, then it will be much easier to make programs of these advanced features using the recursion. Okay, so that's all for today guys. I hope you like the video. If you have any doubt, please comment it down. Thanks for watching and I have to see you in the next video.